Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the scattered reflection of overflowing fighting spirit Super Saiyan Gogeta. And we're going to see just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now Gogeta is a 200% movie heroes lead. He is also a carnival LR, and we're going to see how good he is at 55% in the hidden potential system. Now Gogeta greatly raises attack and defense on his 12 key for one turn, raises defense and greatly raises attack on his 18 key. He has key plus 2, 154% attack and defense, attacks effective against all types, and an additional attack and defense of 100% when performing a super attack. He guards all attacks for 3 turns from his entry turn, gets an additional key plus 1 per type key sphere obtained, and additional key plus 2 for rainbow key spheres obtained. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, and he launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. He also launches an additional guaranteed super attack with 1 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, so lots of additional built in. In terms of hidden potential system, it's very difficult to say. When he transforms and in his base form, he has additionals covered. I don't think you need to go too heavy on additionals, but at the same time, in his transform state, he has increased crit chance and attacks effective against all types. So for that purpose, there's no real need to go crit once you transform him. But up until you transform him, the real question is going to be, what do you need? Well, the thing is, I think ultimately at the end of the day, he could be one of the units that benefits from evasion. Ultimately, when you are building Gogeta, I think you can look at evasion because of the fact that it will help him in base and in transform state, and you can give him probably additionals in evasion. Now, in terms of the passive, recovering 50% or 54% HP at the start of the character's attacking turn for 4 turns from the character's entry is good. Key plus 3, attack and defense at 200%. Attacks are effective against all types, and he has an additional attack and defense of 100% when performing a super. Gets an additional key plus 2 per key sphere obtained, and randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. He will launch an additional super, launches another additional super with 1 more rainbow key sphere, a great chance of evading the enemy's attack, and a 20% increase in the hit chance with each attack evaded, and a great chance of nullifying key blast super attacks directed at the character and countering with tremendous power. So realistically, really good. Now the thing with Gogeta, ultimately at 55%, is going to be the rate at which he stacks defense. Now defense is not Gogeta's be all and end all. Gogeta's main form of defense is actually his evasion. When you are using Gogeta, you're relying on him to evade a lot. That's traditionally where he gets his strength from as a character. He doesn't get it from being super strong defensively in terms of raw numbers, but more on the fact that he's not going to be hit. Now, giving Gogeta evasion, for example, giving him a 25 evasion, boosts his effective rate of evasion to 77.75%, which at the end of the day is a pretty high amount. It's almost 80% evasion rate. This is good, but you have to understand that until he transforms, he's not going to be doing anything too crazy. I think base form Vegeta is decent. Like, he's good. When I say decent, the 9th any units are very good. I think Gogeta, especially at 55%, in his base form, is probably what I would say a good unit. At 55% in his transform state, he's a great unit. And then I think with 1 dupe, he pretty much becomes absolutely tremendous in all phases. The big thing with him is just in those moments where you do get hit. Now the fortunate thing is that in his base form, there's not a lot of reason to keep him there outside of the slight defensive stacking. So transforming him as early as possible is okay. You may want to hold on to it just a little bit for the heal and timing of when you want Gogeta to transform. But traditionally speaking, transforming Gogeta is not a problem. Transforming him is actually the intended game design. So this tends to help out a lot, and I think ultimately for me, it's a good sign for Gogeta. I think evasion is something that's really helpful. I know on the JP side we are kind of expecting this MUI Goku to come, who will kind of protect Gogeta by giving him another way to enable evasion in events that disable evasion. So there is stuff like that that I think is really, really good. Ultimately for me, all things considered, I think Gogeta is an excellent unit. At 55% compared to maybe what your expectations of him may have been, you might find him a little bit underwhelming. I don't think that is either because of him. I just think that's majority mainly because of like his functionality overall, at least for me. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think he is really, really solid, and I think he does a really good job. So I am super duper super impressed with him, and I think, yeah, for me, definitely a very, very good unit that does a great job. You'll need him to stack a little bit, but he should get there. He's like a slightly improved, different variation of the, like standard kind of Trunks stacking unit kind of formula. So a really good unit from that perspective. But yeah, that's pretty much it from a performance standpoint. I think his active skill is good. The new intercept mechanic is really helpful. Being able to pull attacks towards him and have guaranteed evasion is really good. Obviously in events where he needs to have evasion active, and if it's disabled, this is not actually a good ability. But generally speaking, if the event has evasion enabled, and using this ability for Gogeta is excellent because it basically buys you a free turn. It's like a skip, but what it does is it pulls attacks towards Gogeta, which helps him build up his crit and things like that. That's also something a lot of people don't really see a lot with this, is the fact that it's not just getting characters to skip their turn essentially. It's getting them to skip their turn and also attack, enabling Gogeta to really build up what he has. So I think for me, that's really, really something very, very important for Gogeta. So yeah, but ultimately at the end of the day, really, really good stuff. I think Gogeta is excellent. Link-wise, great link set. In terms of like link set, we're talking prepared for battle, Super Saiyan, fierce battle, legendary power, all of this really, really good and like amazing. And yeah, I think overall an incredibly good unit, fantastic unit, great leader skill, and solid for I think most players. This is the kind of unit that's great for new players, veteran players, and even players who are super finicky into team building and trying to construct like a really, really top-notch teams. I think Gogeta provides enough that he makes things very interesting as a unit. Like I think he ultimately makes things very good overall. But yeah, that's it from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you've used Gogeta, let me know what you think of him. But otherwise, yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me. I think Gogeta is excellent, and bye.